Good morning, afternoon, night. This is We Are Not Prepared, and we are your hosts, Byron
and Mark Ivy.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting adventure of We
Are
Not
Prepared.
Marky Polo, how are you?
Marky Polo is doing well.
Marco.
I actually hate that game, Marco Polo. Not an ideal game for blind people, but I'm doing well, Mr. Byron. How are you doing, sir?
So, you can't find people when it seemed like that would help if they go polo.
So, I guess it would.
But the obstacles.
Yeah, it's just annoying, you know? It's kind of like, hey, how many fingers am I holding up? I don't know. Like, all right. All right.
Man, I'm excited about our guest today. Okay. You said it would be nice if we had an Indian on the show. And so we have two Indians.
Because I panicked. I didn't know which one.
And we have the entire range of, we have a Native American Indian, and we have an Indian from India.
Correct. That's right.
So,
That's right.
And
It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
let's introduce.
Yeah, we might introduce that. Now, I'm going to learn your last name for the first time today. Harsh.
So my full name would be Harsh Vardhan Sharma. Yeah.
Harsh Weldon Shelma.
Yeah, it's okay. You can just say
Did
Harsh.
I nail it?
No, you did not. Harsh. No. Yeah. So
I was
let's,
pretty confident. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, that felt good
okay,
coming off the tongue.
let me say it again. Harsh Vardhan Sharma.
Harsh
Vardhan
Waldron
Sharma.
Shelma.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
but you can just call me Harsh. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, we only got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
See, spot, run.
Right.
But yeah, happy to be here with all of you.
Very
Super
thankful
excited.
for you being here, Harsh. And then to my right, my brother from another mother, Gaylon Young. Gaylon,
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
tell us about yourself. A little something.
I am a Comanche Indian. Of course, I would make you say my name in Comanche, but you'd mess that up too.
Say it.
Right?
Dude. Say it. You go ahead, say it.
Say Satequa.
Satequa.
Right.
Satequa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Byron, you said it.
Satequa.
Satequa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we all do well? Okay. See,
There we go.
give me a chance. I nailed it.
Right?
So that means that we would be better Comanches than we would.
Oh my God.
Yeah, leave a couple application forms on your way out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. It's not easy to be Indian. It's quite difficult.
It is?
Yeah, very difficult. Country of 1.4 billion people.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I hear y'all are building up now. I hear like
Higher.
higher
Higher.
Yes.
when like apartments and stuff.
In the bigger cities, of course. In the bigger cities, yeah. Not in the small towns. Not in the small, medium-sized cities. But the bigger ones, yeah, especially Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India, like New York.
So the one thing, your favorite thing about India
Mm-hmm.
that you like?
The diversity. I think India, we have some 8 to 10 official languages and some hundreds of unofficial languages. There's 30 different states. People speak different languages, eat different food.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It's the best part.
How does everyone get to? How can you talk? Because if I go to Arkansas,
Yeah.
we're all speaking the same language.
Yeah, so it's interesting that how English language is kind of the unifier for India right
Okay.
now. Yeah, not Hindi, not one of the regional languages like Tamil, Telugu. It's actually English. We do communicate a lot in English
Okay.
with each other. Yeah.
So then the one thing that you hate about India? You don't have to say hate. Just strong dislike.
The weather can be tricky. The air pollution can be a little difficult for people. Yeah, the air pollution, the weather, the hot weather can be a little difficult.
How hot does it get? Where
So
you at?
I know in Celsius, it gets up to, in certain cities during the summer months, it goes up to 46, 47, 48 degrees Celsius.
What is that
In Fahrenheit, it's always tough. I think that's about,
115.
yeah, more than that, yeah. Just a minute.
150. I would be No.
No,
Yeah,
I have
I
no
would
idea
be
if that's
naked.
correct.
Yeah,
I
so
would be
118.
118.
Yep.
That's close.
I would
Yeah.
be naked.
Yeah.
You would too?
No, I try, but people tell me not to do that. Yeah.
How polite. Because here, they tell you that, and then you got to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
wow.
Now, Galen, so Comanche, correct?
Yes.
I'll ask you the same question. Most positive thing about being Comanche to you?
For me personally, I think the whole warrior ethos thing, that's probably the coolest thing, is you get respect. And I didn't fight in the Indian Wars, and that's the coolest part. You get long running respect for that. That's probably what I would say.
So fighting ethos?
Yes,
A
the
warrior.
warrior's ethos.
Warriors ethos.
Yes.
What does ethos mean?
I would say such a long, dark history of combat, the fighting strength, and that sort of line, that sort of walk, you know.
One of my wives had a long, dark history of fighting. I did not see that till after I married her, though. But keep going.
Right.
Which wife is this?
This was wife number 2.
Okay.
okay.
Thanks. I was just looking for a number. Anyways, back to you. That's one to you. We'll go over which one you're on. Never mind. Let's get back on topic here.
Yeah, let's
No,
go.
Right.
But no, about the warrior mentality. So that's first time hearing any of that, but a direct parallel to your vision loss. And I don't know if I said at the top, but that's how Galen and I know each other. We met at Tinker Air Force Base working on the same contract.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a lot of warrior mentality about your blind journey that I've taken from and borrowed
Sure.
in terms of overcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not giving up, being tough. Yeah. Suck it up.
We met the day you went blind?
Pretty much.
Almost?
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What happened?
I literally had some problems with my eyesight, and I landed a job with Newview. It was for visually impaired people, and the day I was going to go to work, literally the day I was hired and I was going to show up and report for work, my vision, I lost it all,
Wow.
and they were able to recover some of it.
Were you picking something up, or
I was taking a nap. And
You're
woke
taking a
up.
nap?
Yeah, I was taking a nap, and I woke up and my eyes didn't work. Yeah, pretty.
did your vision loss begin with picking something up and something like I thought you picked?
Yes, that's what began my visual impairment.
Okay.
So I'm diabetic, and I was lifting a trailer off of my off my truck, and was parking it because it's a small trailer, parking it in my backyard, which was a tight fit, and I just strained too hard.
That's what
and,
she said.
Yeah, and I had a retinal tear, and it didn't go answered till a year later.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I met him for the first day, and I'm not telling your story, but the fact that you were an artist, you worked with your hands, your eyes were a part of what you did as a, painting and everything. And I just warrior mentality, dude.
yeah,
For real.
Yep, you got to overcome.
Took me 8 years to try to get a mentality like that because I didn't want to deal with it. But yeah, you dealt with it right
Mhm.
away.
We literally shared tears over that stuff, talking about that at Tinker, getting to know him and
Yeah,
talking.
thought that was in confidence, but I guess
Yeah,
now we're
right.
exposing that.
right.
Yeah, we have
Right.
cried together.
Right.
Well, we
Wow.
better move over to Harsh because
Yes.
I hear the warrior mentality coming out on Mark right now. Are you telling about my tears? Hi there.
Hi, Byron.
Harsh, it has been great to get to know you. So you're here for 1 month, which would actually be one more day now. And you're here. You have a business.
Right. That's correct. Yeah. So I came here on 1st of October to Oklahoma for the first time, second time to the US. And I'm here on an exchange program organized and funded by the US State Department, hosted by University of Oklahoma. And yeah, as part of this program, they placed me with an organization here called New View, which works for people who are blind and have low vision. I have a business back home in India called Social Footprint, which is basically connecting corporates to nonprofits and executing projects, on the whole corporate social responsibility front. So because I'm doing that kind of business back home in India, they thought that New View would be a good match for me here in Oklahoma. So I've been with them since 1st of October, and that's how I got to know you as part of New View and as part of Possibilities, and it's been great. It's been great.
Social footprint.
Correct.
So this is the first I'm hearing about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You could literally stay here and work for both. We would be your clients. Possibilities with Byron and New View, because that's super important. Getting in
corporate funding.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do that back
not
home.
just funding either, just letting, in our case, like letting folks in the private sector, corporations know what a blind professional looks like in 2022.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that, so
awareness.
funding and awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are doing that back home in India, and it's been great. And I've seen and learned a lot in my 4 weeks here in Oklahoma. And we'll be taking a lot of that back to India and hopefully, build a more impactful, a more sustainable business for me, my employees, and our clients.
You have a tremendous heart.
Thank you. I don't know why you say that, but thank you.
I would say he has a harsh heart.
That's a harsh heart. you have a great heart. It's really funny when you said you were leaving tomorrow. I actually got sad.
Oh, me too. I've been a little sad since morning. I've just been going around saying goodbye to people. And I remembered this episode in Friends, the famous TV show, where Rachel goes around saying goodbye to all the people.
Harsh, this is the second Friends drop. So when I first, when we met during our luncheon in Tulsa, he was telling me that, I'll let you tell it.
Oh, yeah. So we happened to go to Tulsa. New View was doing a luncheon there, a fundraising luncheon. And I was so happy to be in Tulsa because I have grown up watching Friends. And in Friends, there are a few episodes where Chandler is supposed to go to Tulsa and he hates it there. So, that's the only reason we Indians or anybody outside America would have heard of Tulsa. So I was so happy to be in Tulsa. And I was like, oh, yeah, Chandler was here.
Go tell everyone in India it's not that bad.
I did.
Chandler gave us bad.
I posted it on my Instagram handle. And people were like, oh, wow, Tulsa. So,
He had to go to treatment. That's all right.
So, yeah.
Now, what do you guys think of, I'll ask you, Harsh, first, just kind of our political situation, like, when we see the news, all we see is like how terrible it is. The Democrats hate the Republicans. There's crime in the streets, and there's not enough to eat. How does that compare to your country, and how does that look to you?
Hold on, real quick before you answer. So what Byron just asked, I love that question. Are you aware of that before you come over to India? Okay.
We are aware of, who the president is, which party he
or
belongs
just
to.
the crap that's going on.
A little bit of that, not completely, but we are aware of the broad. Most of us back in India are, because US, is a very significant country on the global landscape. So we are aware of what's happening here and the president and which party he belongs to and all of that, and what does the party represent and all of that.
So back to Byron. Sorry, I didn't want to derail Byron's question.
So we are aware of all that, but the things that you mentioned, Byron, we don't hear of that much, back home. If there's like a big movement, I remember during the pandemic, the first few months, there was a Black Lives Matter movement, right? So something, the BLM movement, so something like that. If that is happening, something that big, that's when we do get to hear and see, But
what about your own experiences in India? Like your own political experience?
It's a long story.
Are you happy with government there?
Well, it's a little sensitive.
He's taking his coat off and he's sweating.
We don't openly discuss politics like you do, I think, in the US.
Also,
Yeah.
What happens if you do?
Nothing would happen. It's just that, as an individual, I'm usually very
reserved.
concerned and sensitive about what the other people may have, the kind of ideology that they may have.
So it's a respect thing, it sounds like.
It's from my side, maybe. As an individual, it's my personal decision and choice to not discuss politics in open. It's something that my grandfather told my father, that don't discuss politics and religion in public.
We have something like that.
Good
Yeah,
point.
so
It was like that at Tinker.
I think it's usually when you're drinking, don't discuss
Oh,
politics.
yeah.
oh yeah. I think that's what my grandfather meant to say, but my father missed out the drinking part.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. You got that right. So
How about for you, Gaylon?
Yeah.
Just in terms of how are things you think for like your tribe, Comanches, in terms of
They're very for us as a whole. I watch that temperature gauge pretty often. They're disappointed. I guess you get used to the bad news, and it seems to always seem bad with politics and the situation of things. Like you were like, I believe it was the talk of the food shortages and work and stuff. But you get attuned to that. After a while, it starts to be kind of numbing, I guess you would say. Like we just gotten used to get used to it. It's not going to go away.
Do y'all have
sincerely.
were y'all born with a bone to pick? Do you often have to so there's junk going on in politics, right?
Mhm.
That everyone's dealing with here. But also what's especially sensitive for Native Americans, Indians. By the way, Native American or Indian, do you prefer which one you are addressed as?
I think the PC way of saying
Well,
that
yeah,
is
but what
Native
about you
American now.
though? What about you?
I
We don't
don't
like
mind
PC in here.
either which way. Either which way, it doesn't mind. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. I am serious when I ask that. I've asked Byron, African American, black,
Yeah, what are you supposed to say? Like,
Well, he prefers black.
I prefer black.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
So when I say you're born with a bone to pick, like there's reasons for you not to be on board with any type of government that has,
Exactly.
given Native Americans, Indians a back seat and from the very get go. Are you over? Like, have you not forgave? I don't know if that's the right word, but is that just put out of sight, out of mind type thing?
Yes, I guess you could probably say it.
Which is
that
probably
way.
a good thing because you don't
And-
want to walk through life bitter every day, I guess. Right. Yeah.
But I don't speak for everybody, but that's really kind of how the sentiment is.
Yeah.
To me, the interesting thing with that is starting off with what you're talking about with the warrior, like the ethos of
Mhm.
being a warrior, and how when things have been done to oppress you, how do you keep that spirit versus developing a spirit of a victim and that things are being done to you? And so that's a tough balance because, things have been done to you, but you also want to keep the spirit of a warrior, that you have some control and autonomy over your life. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think sometimes your demographic where you come from, especially in Oklahoma, you have some that stayed on the reservation or some that stay by it, stay around it, and you got others that went out and worked. They're not going to wait around for a handout. That's still alive and well. So I think it changes your point of view of life.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That it certainly does. And my father's from North Dakota. He is a Rickeraw Nation. They have a group up there called the Three Affiliated Tribes. So up there in North Dakota, I noticed we're real patriotic in the South, and up north they're very anti-government. Yeah. So, and giving that, I think it's got to do with the demographic and where they're at.
And how close they are to the res.
Pretty much. The closer to the res. Well, like, for instance, we got an acronym for Comanches. It's CAVE. Comanches against virtually everything. Right?
Warrior mentality.
Pretty much.
Oh man,
Comes
that's
full
right.
circle.
We're against everything.
Truly.
Harsh.
Well, I would just like to add one thing. Gaylon mentioned food shortage. When we hearing that here in the US, it's like, what, really? because for us, the US, it's
Fat. Go ahead. Say it.
not fat, but just the idea of a country like the United States of America facing something like
Yeah.
food shortage. And also, one more thing, the whole homelessness thing. Man, I mean, I was quite shocked to see that here, especially in Tulsa downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, it's quite
disturbing.
shocking to
That's
see all
what
of this.
Chandler said.
Because,
It was a homeless
Yeah.
population.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because this is something that we never get to see or hear when we are in India.
So
I mean,
people aren't homeless in India?
No,
you have
we
a
have beggars on the
program?
streets.
Yeah.
We have some homeless population, but about the U.S. to think of homelessness in U.S.
Yeah.
That's like it's shocking.
Well, you ain't seen nothing. Like
I know I've heard that I'm gonna see a lot more of that in DC when I go there
DC,
on
California.
Friday.
up
And I've
north.
heard about California.
So that
It's
is
shocking.
wild that you have that lens. See that?
Yeah.
I'm so
But
glad we're all
what's
here talking.
interesting is, though, probably if I had a prejudice against India,
Mm-hmm.
it would be that you had a large homeless population. And so if I went to India, I would be expecting to see the homeless.
Somehow we have been doing very well with that. We've tried to provide some kind of housing for these people, some kind of social welfare schemes are in place. We've been trying our very, very level best to accommodate these people, and you will not see too many of them.
You have like 3 times the population. than
Four
America.
times.
4 times?
4 times the population, yeah.
So really, you could teach us some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm sure, once you come to Delhi, Mumbai, or even the smaller cities, you'll not see, okay, there would be some beggars on the streets well, not Byron, you are black, but they'll not come to you. Yeah, they'll not
Wait,
come
it's not
to
allowed?
you. Yeah. They'll not come to you, but, if, for example, Mark comes to India, the beggars would be chasing him. But yeah,
Good.
so you
Stereotypes
Yeah, I'm
travel to
sorry,
different
yeah,
countries.
I
Look
got
at that.
$1 over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so you'll see some beggars chasing you, but I don't think you'll be as shocked
Yeah.
to see the homelessness, which I was shocked by.
Come in here.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
growing,
think
the
so, yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
It's,
it's quite shocking.
I'm reading a book now called Evicted, just on how many people are getting evicted
Oh, wow.
out of homes now. And the numbers are just staggering.
Talk about a leading cause for any of that.
That it's okay to evict people. And there's very few, like for renters, there's very few protections in place against the landlord. Let's say like your landlord doesn't fix your air conditioning. Well, it's not a law that you have to have air conditioning.
Right.
And if it's not in the lease,
Oh,
there's nothing you could do. But let's say if you go on TV and get the TV to come over and, hey, our landlord's not giving us air conditioning,
mm-hmm.
the landlord could kick you out,
Mhm.
and he could retaliate against you, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Right.
And so there's no protection really for people to.
Yeah, so hearing all this, I think most Indians will be quite shocked that this is happening here in the U.S. Yeah.
I'm shocked about my initial reaction to what you just said, Byron, about eviction. And this is, I mean, whatever, I'll submit it, even though I'll probably learn from it. But my first thought is there's always a reason to evict someone. It's because in my head, I don't know if it's the word, but there's a reason people are getting evicted. That's because it's their fault. I would never imagine an eviction not being because of the renter. And that's the wrong way to think.
I'll give you another example in this.
You know what I'm
book-
saying?
Yes.
Like, what a closed-minded thought till you just, yeah.
So let's say a rent house has like a late fee of $100 a day for being late. But let's say you get paid on the 3rd and rent is due on the 1st. Well, every month you're having to pay a $200 late fee just because that's your payday. And so if you're living that close to the edge, I mean, that's just it's just hard to make it.
Yeah, you're giving away everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's anyway. before we go, any lovely thoughts you would like to say?
Any favorite American movies, Harsh? Can't use Friends. It's a TV show.
I know.
Anything big over in India that?
Yes, we recently made a official remake of Forrest Gump.
Oh,
Did
wow.
you?
Official, like it was official.
Wait. You telling me Forrest Gump's an Indian now?
Yeah, like an official remake
That's
with
awesome.
Bollywood actors. It was like a decent hit. Maybe the timing wasn't right or something, but
Time out.
yeah.
Was Bubba a black man? And your Forrest Gump?
Grilled shrimp, fried shrimp.
No, I think it was a South Indian actor in the movie. I have not watched it yet. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a South Indian actor. Yeah. So maybe a little dark in color, I believe, but not black.
And his name was Dilip.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, have you watched the movie?
No, but
okay.
my best friend in school his name was Dilip. He was
Okay,
from
all
India.
right, yeah.
Right.
So we recently did that. Yeah, well, Hollywood is super popular in India.
Yeah.
We get all the movies pretty much on the same day now. There was earlier, many decades back, when there would be a delay. But now it's all on time, on pretty much the same day. Avengers, all of that, DC, Marvel, all of that is super famous, popular in India.
They must think we're maniacs.
So his question, see, I wanted you to say goodbye, but his question, is there a movie you'd like?
An American movie? I like them. I recently watched Scarface, I told you, coming
Oh my gosh.
on the flight.
Say hello, my little friend.
Yep. So I watched that and I loved it.
Cockroach.
I love the Godfather series. I love
You're really starting to scare me here.
I love Shawshank Redemption. I love Shutter Island. Oh, that was some crazy stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is
so
weird.
we
Shutter
like
Island is
Hollywood. We
weird.
like American movies back home.
All awesome movies.
Okay,
Goodfellas.
would you leave us with
Sure.
words of love that you would like to say?
All right, Byron. I'm gonna miss all of you very much. Have had a couple of really good weeks here. I've been saying goodbye since morning to a lot of people here at New View and Possibilities. You've all been so friendly. I think that's something that all the people on the exchange program are saying about Oklahoma, that everyone here has been so friendly. Something that we did not expect, to be honest. We didn't expect it to be
Wow.
so warm and so nice and so...
Chandler.
Yep. So we're all gonna miss Oklahoma, OU, Norman, OKC, and I'm gonna miss New View and Possibilities. It's been great. I've learned so much from all of you. Just watching you in action at your workplaces, it's been amazing. Yeah, I hope to come back soon. And if not, you guys please come to Mumbai, to Delhi, to India, wherever, and we'll meet.
I just updated my passport and
Right.
I'll be there Monday.
Right.
Gaylon, any parting words?
I think this is really neat. Meeting someone from India, and the whole part of this experience reminded me when I got to go overseas, and I can't imagine what you would think about Americans. I mean, you get to be here
Yeah.
and see it in the
Yeah.
freedoms.
Yeah.
There's so many freedoms, but yet sometimes freedoms cause problems. How do you feel about that in your experience? I mean, we have a lot of gun violence. We got
Yeah.
pretty much, you can come to America, you can buy a boat, but should you? Should you indulge,
So Galen's parting words was a question.
Thank you, Mark, for
Right.
catching that. I was
Right.
going, okay,
Right.
we're not going to extend the show, Gaylon.
Right.
You have to shut her down. You guys have been great. Thank you both for
Been
being
a lot
here.
of fun.
Yeah.
Has this been fun for you?
Oh
Mark?
yeah, heck yeah. And Harsh, what a heartfelt goodbye, and thank you for kind words about Oklahomans.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been great.
Oklahomans feel the same about you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and Galen on the show.
Representing the black people that you have met. We welcome you.
Right?
He's gonna go back. They're not that bad, guys.
Yeah,
that's true.
I only met
Right.
two.
Lunatics. Right?
Oh God, this has been
We could put him in Forrest Gump.
Right? Oh, my God.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Thank you.
you guys,
Thank
you guys very much.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
Byron Jackson,
Mark
and
Ivy.
we're out of here. Cut us off. Peace.